Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. A very good afternoon. I hope everyone is charged up. Yes, right now it is 1:15 Indian Standard Time and 11:45 Dubai Standard Time. A very good afternoon to each and every one of you present over here. All right, so today we will be focusing and starting the second live streaming session. All right, so let me start the session by giving a quick introduction about myself. I am Harsh. I am a financial trader. I have 8 years of trading experience. I have been trading the financial markets, particularly the forex markets, the commodity markets such as oil, gold, silver, as well as the US based indices. We have like the S&P 500, the Dow Jones 30, and the Nasdaq 100. Currently, we are also looking at the Indian share market where we are analyzing the Indian blue chip indices, that is the Nifty and the Sensex, as well as we are analyzing for hot stock recommendations on individual Indian stocks. I am blessed to be mentored and to be trained by some of the brightest minds when it comes to the financial markets. I have been trained and I have gained experience from those people who used to work as flow traders on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So it's been a blessing in disguise for me to gain experience and expertise in the financial markets. I am also successful in handling $25 million worth of portfolio, and on top of that I have been able to consistently generate around 30 to 35% profitability on an annual basis. The reason for me to share all this information to you, to our beautiful community, is that people can be aware and can be rest assured that the information that I'm providing to you is being provided by someone who has the knowledge, who has the experience, and who has the expertise when it comes to the financial markets. So let me start the session by asking everyone, how is everyone? How are you doing? How are your days going on? Are you interested for today's live streaming session? How many of you are interested in today's live streaming session? Put your hands up or say yes in the chat box. Remember, our live streaming sessions need to have an interaction between the mentor and the teacher, that is me, as well as our beloved community member students. So the more reciprocation I get from your side, the more I would be able to engage with you, and the more I will be able to understand you and gauge and get back to your queries. So please make sure to keep the chat box flowing in with your comments, with your questions, with your queries, so that I can do my best in terms of helping you with your queries. So let me ask you the main question: how many of you think it is possible to make money in the financial markets? Do you think it is possible to make money? If yes, please type yes in the chat box. And if you are like Harsh, we are not aware whether people are making money or we are not able to make money in the financial markets, you can type no in the chat box. All right. Now, based on my huge experience and my interaction with so many clients and customers, I'm already able to understand what's in your mind and in your heart. You say that, yes, Harsh, we are aware that we can make money in the financial markets, but when it comes to us making money, we do not know how to make money. Maybe we do not have the right guidance, we don't have the right mentor, we do not have the right tools and strategies when it comes to making money consistently in the financial markets. So, to all those questions or doubts that people have in their mind, you do not have to worry. There is a very common thing that I keep sharing to all my viewers and my clients. When Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. So, me, Harsh at Dolphin Markets will be providing you with valuable content in terms of analysis, in terms of hot stock recommendations, right? Which are basically money making opportunities, as well as uh, education when it comes to technical analysis. So when you're getting a trifactor of such high quality content, it is in your benefit to be a part of dolphin markets. Over the last 3 months, we have been consistently sorry, we have been consistently delivering and maintaining our stock tracking, right? So I'm talking about all the way from mid of September to recently, right? Today being 16th of December, we have been able to provide you with consistent trading opportunities, right? Opportunities that can make you money. So we have been providing you with hot stock recommendations, and we have been making good amount of money. Overall, in the last 3 months, you can see that we have been sitting at a profitability of 232% cumulatively, right? And 37 trades have been taken till now. So that is the power that Harsh at Dolphin Markets is being able to provide to you, right? We have Dolphin Markets themselves in the house. In the morning, the assistant gave four stock pools, two of which had a profit rate of 10%. So basically, yes, we had our hot stock recommendations. We also have our my colleague analyst, Mr. Aditya, who provides options, who provides trading recommendations in options as well. And yes, we have been able to achieve an additional 5% in that asset class as well. So in equity trading, we have achieved 5%, and in option trading, we have achieved another 5%. So accumulating to 10% profitability just as of today, right? How wonderful can that be? I have received another comment from Sophia. Hello, Sophia. How are you? I hope you're having a great afternoon. Sophia writes, I have also received the stock pool. So, yes, that is the power that we at Dolphin Markets are providing to our beloved community. We want our community to thrive. We want our community to make good amount of profits. So just as of today, for those of you who are new to this live streaming session, I'm trying to show it to you and showcase everyone else as well that we are providing with real time hot stock recommendations, right? Unlike the other competitors who are not providing us, or who are providing us outdated information in terms of trades taken, we are providing it to you on a real time basis. Sophia is also writing, the pace of giving stocks now is much faster than before, and the yield is also fast. That is correct, Sophia. So we are not just providing you with random trades, we are providing you with high probability trades, trades that can make you good amount of money. And that is true, Sophia. Over the last couple of weeks, we have started to analyze more options in the stock market and providing you with more hot stock recommendations so that you can be making more amount of money. So Sophia is also writing, I'm fine. I'm very happy to know that you are fine. I have been watching the market all morning. Yes, the market has been more of a bullish and a bearish sentiment. So the market started with a bullish sentiment. Currently, the market is having some kind of bearish sentiment, but there is nothing to fear, because at the end, are you making good amount of money, right? Whether the overall market is bullish or bearish, are you making money consistently, right? That is the main important question. Sophia is also writing, I have also made a profit and exited the stock on Friday. That is correct, Sophia. We are basically talking of the hot stock, which is Hindware, right? We will get to the charts to understand more and to let you know how the trade was placed, what was the reason, and how today the particular hot stock has achieved 5% profitability, right? So I'm very happy for you, Sophia. A very good job. I hope everyone follows Sophia, because we want people to take action, to take trades, because only when you take action can you make good amount of money. All right, so we have been talking about our, this is our USP, right? Our unique selling proposition. Our main focus is always based on providing our clients with hot stock recommendations. Remember, I can do all the talking in the world about the financial markets, especially when it comes to technical analysis. But at the end, our beloved viewers and our community members are here for one main reason, and that is how can I make more money? Correct? How many of you have this question or this doubt in your mind that can we really make this good amount of money? How many of you have that question? Please comment down in the chat box. I want to know your answers. All right. So I'm sure everyone is saying, yes, Harsh, we want to make good amount of money. That is the main reason why we are attending this particular live streaming session. And that is why I am trying to again focus and make you pay more attention. So because many people are listening to my live streaming session, but they're not taking action. If you are not taking action, how can you make money? Like Sophia, you have to take action, put your action into trades, take our hot stock recommendations, and make good amount of money. Sophia is writing your level is indeed high. Thank you, Sophia, so much. It is I'm very happy and I'm very honored to receive a comment like this. And that showcases that at least I'm putting my good energy for the betterment of our community. This year, Sophia also writes, this year, following your account, basically your strategy has made an overall profit of 120 percentage. Now that is the power that we are providing to you, right? If Sophia can do such incredible job in terms of making money, you can do as well, right? Now many people might be new to our live streaming session, so for them, take Sophia as an example because she has been following us for the last couple of months, and she has been taking whenever a hot stock by us is identified. I will provide you it at the earliest, right? So whenever a hot stock is observed, we provide you with the name of the hot stock, we provide you with the entry, we provide you with the 5% profitability, and we provide you with the position sizing. So please, this is the power that we provide to you. The moment I am observing and I come across a high probability trade setup, I will let you know. All you have to do is first and foremost be present for my live streaming sessions, and second, keep your trading account open so that you can copy paste the parameters of entry, 5% profitability, and the position sizing that we are offering for you to make money. Also understand that we provide you with first and second targets as well. These are far away targets, but for us, our main focus, our main objective is going to be towards attaining the 5% profitability, because we have understood over the last 3 months that the 5% is where prices approach before they might reverse or before they might go sideways. So how many of you over here want to make money, want to make profits consistently? If you say yes, type down in the chat box, say yes, Harsh, we want to make good amount of money consistently. That is what exactly we are providing you, as many hot stock opportunities as possible and as much as profit taking as possible as well. Sophia is also writing, how do you usually choose stocks? Now, Sophia, when it comes to choosing a stock, there is a lot of work that has to be done. We have to do our analysis. I have to do, since I am specializing in technical analysis, I will look at the markets from a technical point of view. We have to understand the sector. How is the overall sector of that particular hot stock? How is it performing? Has it appreciating in value? Has the is it depreciating? And then we have to also look at what is the current sentiment in the market. Is the market currently having a bullish sentiment, bearish sentiment? So it is not just one random stock that we are providing to you. We have to do our due diligence, and we want to connect as many dots as possible, right? The more dots that we can connect, the better for us, for you, for us to provide you with hot stock recommendations. So how many people are understanding what I'm saying? All right, I hope everyone is getting a clear idea. Please bear in mind, with such strong profitability rates, our quality of our content is high, it's top notch, it's one of the best, right? Unlike our competitors who are just focused on, getting you onboarded onto their platform services, we believe in providing more than we can expect. So we are providing you with money making opportunities, we are providing you with learning opportunities. So make sure to be a part of Dolphin Markets. Our live streaming session, which is currently running on public live streaming platforms like YouTube, is currently open for anyone and everyone who wants to be a part of Dolphin Markets, who want to understand how we are looking at the markets, how are we able to generate such great and fabulous returns, right? So it is open for everyone, but there is a very big but. But since our main focus is going to be on our VIP customers, we want people who are willing to take action, right? We do not want people who are just listening, because nothing will happen if you're only listening. Unless and until you do not take action, how can you make good amount of money, correct? So for that, we would be focusing on our VIP customers, customers who are willing to invest, customers who are willing to take trades, customers who are willing to make profits. How many of you are willing to make profits? If yes, write down in the chat box that yes, Harsh, we want to make good amount of profit. How many of you are able to make such kind of returns by yourself? How many of you are able to make such kind of returns by yourself? Come on, write down in the chat box, I want to know your answer. I'm pretty sure very few or almost none of you would be able to get such kind of returns even if you tried. And that is the reason it is important for you to get onboarded onto Dolphin Markets. It's important for you to subscribe to Harsh's live streaming sessions, because that is where you can be making good amount of money in terms of profits consistently. All right, whether you want to make small amount of money or whether you want to make a lot of money. How many of you want to make little money and how many of you want to make good amount of money, right? I'm sure every one of you would be saying that yes, Harsh, of course we want to make good amount of money. For those people who want to make good amount of money, there are only two requirements. First requirement is attend Harsh's live streaming session, because that is where I can provide you with hot stock recommendations. And second requirement is keep your trading platform open and active, so that the moment a hot stock is identified by me, I can provide it to you. All right, sounds good. How many of you have been able to understand? Say yes. Write down in the chat box, because it is very important for me to understand that people are listening, people are understanding. And if people are not understanding, you can write down in the chat box as well. I will try my best to review your questions and to answer it to the best of my capabilities. All right, sounds good. All right, so let us go to the charts and let us look first and foremost in terms of the Friday, right? So Sophia, like you had mentioned, on 13th of December, Friday, right? We call that day as Friday the 13th. Apparently, for many of you out there, Friday the 13th is considered to be unauspicious, or it's considered to be a bad luck day. But for us, there is no such thing as bad luck and good luck. For us, we are making money consistently, right? That is our power that we are providing to you. So we had provided you with a hot stock recommendation that was, one second. So we had provided you with this hot stock recommendation on 13th of December, just by today morning, right? Around one second, let me just change the timing. Someone has changed the timings. I need to put all right. So just as per uh, this thing, just as per around 1 o'clock, right? Approximately 12 to 1, we have, let me go to the 1 hour and I will show you precisely where we were planning. Around 10:15 in the morning, we were able to close this particular trade. For those of you who have taken the trade, please make sure that you have closed the trade for this particular hot stock. we have made our profit target of 5%. How many of you have taken this particular hot stock? I want you to write down in the chat box how many of you have taken and how many of you have closed trades. Remember, we need to take trades and we need to close trades. Only then you can make good amount of money, right? So for this particular hot stock with the entry between 295 and 305, we have been able to attain almost around 6%, right? So we were aiming for 5, but the market has given us 6%, right? So isn't that great? But that is the power. So this is why it is important and necessary for you to be a part of Dolphin Markets, to be a part of Harsh's live streaming sessions, because that is where we can provide you with money making opportunities. Sounds good? How many of you are able to understand? Lovely. All right. So let us move ahead. So this hot stock has achieved our target. We had another hot stock that we had provided on IP rings, right? So IP rings is the hot stock that we had provided. It has been going sideways, right? Let me just mark it. More or less, the prices have been sideways, right? So we did expect the prices to go and hit our target. Now IP rings is basically engaging in the provision of manufacture of auto components, right? So it comes into the auto sector. I'm pretty sure today the auto sector is taking a back seat because there is some kind of bearish sentiment in the particular sector that we are talking, right? It is going to be the banking and the finance sector and the auto sector that are currently having some kind of a bearish sentiment. Let us quickly just go and show you what exactly is the current update in terms of what is the current sentimental analysis when it comes to the financial markets. So based on this, we can see that the Indian equity benchmarks, yes, they started on a bullish note, but they're being dragged down, right? They are being dragged down by the heavyweight financials and information technology stocks, right? So two major sectors, the financials and the IT stocks, have been taking quite a hit. For those of you who are not aware, in the coming week, this week in particular, if you look at the chart, if you look at the news calendar, today being 16th, we have a lot of important events coming up. We have the flash PMI, producer manufacturing index. Yes, this is based on the dollar, but you have to understand the entire market is connected as a whole. If some important news event is taking place in the US markets, it will have an effect on the Indian markets as well. So as of today, 8:15 p.m., we can see that the market, we are going to be having PMI news event and flash services PMI. This is for today, but we are looking at the entire week as a whole. And on 19th of December, right, which is a Thursday, we have the FOMC. The entire world is waiting for the federal funds rate announcement of the US dollar, because the previous Fed rates had been at 4.75. They are expecting it to decrease by 25 basis. So from 4.75, they are expecting the price to come to 4.5. If that is taking place, it is going to have an inverse correlation with the Indian market. So technically, the Indian market should be going up. But like I was mentioning in terms of the financials, right? In terms of the financials and the information sectors, they are taking a drawdown because they are directly connected to the markets, because these two sectors are depending a lot on the US clientele sector. So if the data is expected to come lower for the US markets, the IT sector and the financial sectors are also affected. But in general, the overall consensus for the England stock market, the overall consensus is positive, right? It's inverse in terms of the relationship between the Fed rate funds and the Indian stock market. So I hope everyone is getting a clear understanding why the indices are having a backlash, why is the IT sector and the banking the financial service sectors taking a fall, right? So please bear in mind, we are analyzing the markets. As and how we are analyzing the markets, our first priority is always going to be on providing you with hot stock recommendations. But when a hot stock recommendation is not available, we will be looking and analyzing at the at the various individual Indian stocks, right? So now, when Sophia has been asking in terms of how do you choose a particular stock, what is the basis for a stock that is decided, right? So let me just talk to you from the point of Hindware, because this particular stock had been provided on Friday, and this particular hot stock has achieved its 5% profitability, right? So yes, I will be talking about that, but before we get into that, it is important for me to talk and have a quick glance at our watch list, because we want to be aware which stocks are performing in our favor, which stocks are currently going sideways, and which stocks are currently going against us, right? The market is based on probabilities, the market is not based on certainty. So we always have to do our due diligence in terms of providing you good trades, but sometimes because of microeconomic or macroeconomic news events across the globe, the markets turn to be a little skeptical, right, or indecisive. So we will look at those as well. How many of you are able to understand? If you're able to understand, right? Yes, Harsh, we are understanding what you're saying. I would love for everyone in this particular community to write and keep the chat box interactive, so that I can, have conversations with you, I can connect with you, and as and how I come across a hot stock recommendation, I can provide it to you at the earliest, correct? So when coming back to the our watch list, we talked about Hindware. We were looking even at Kriti in the morning. For those of you who have not been available, Kriti had been talked about, where we were informing everyone that the current support that has been holding right at around the 160 level, we expect the prices to continue. So yes, the prices are correcting for this particular stock, but we do expect the overall trajectory to be bullish in the coming weeks, or in the coming days or coming weeks. Sophia is writing, I see a lot of people losing money in the stock market. Sophia, that is a very interesting question, because majority of the people do not know how to trade. Majority of the people are taking trades randomly. Majority of the people do have no idea what to do in the financial markets, and that is the reason people are losing money. But you are also writing that you are lucky because you are earning money. That is correct, Sophia, because you are associated with dolphin markets, you are associated with Harsh, and Harsh and dolphin markets will make sure to provide you with money making opportunities, right? So if you are able to connect, and you are able to connect with the right people, if you're able to connect with the right company, there is no stopping in terms of making money. So everyone in this community, see how Sophia is having a very positive outlook, because that is the power that Harsh and dolphin markets are providing. She has been consistently taking trades, she has been consistently booking money, booking profits, and making money. So if you want to be like Sophia, be a part of our live streaming sessions and take advantage of our hot stock recommendations. All right, so coming back to Kriti, we had talked about. So Kriti, we do expect the prices, they are currently in a very important area of support, so we expect prices to hold support and return back, and we will keep an eye on this as and how the prices are moving, right? Then we had looked in terms of Annapurna. Give me a minute. In terms of Annapurna, the prices are again into an important area of support. We had provided you with two trade hot stock recommendations. So currently, the markets have been going a little against us, but nonetheless, when Harsh is here, there is nothing to fear. So we improvise as in how the markets are evolving. Sometimes the markets are going against us, right? There could be many factors, whether microeconomic, whether macroeconomic, but we adapt to the ever changing market conditions and we provide you with the best alternative solution, right? Whether we add position, because if you are taking a trade and for some reason prices are going below, and if you take another trade, your average price reduces. So if your average price reduces, you get to make good amount of money when the markets will turn eventually, right? So currently the markets are still having a good amount of bullish sentiment, but we want our targets to be achieved. For those of you who have put in the trades, let me just use my Fibonacci retracement, and based on the Fibonacci retracement, I want to make sure that I can provide you with the 5% profitability target, right? So our 5% is going to be around the 390.25. Let me just mark it so that everyone is aware of how we are analyzing and how we are updating the price charts on a real-time basis, right? So the orange color line, as you can see, let me just change the color to orange and let me make it little more thicker. So, and let me type it out. So that orange line that I had just marked is the average price of both entries, right? Let me just make this a little broader and we should be good. I hope everyone is understanding. Make sure that you are reciprocating. Make sure that you're answering to your teacher, your mentor, your best friend, and your ally when it comes to making money in the financial markets, right? I do not like being called as teacher, but you can definitely call me as Master Harsh or Friend Harsh, whatever you prefer, right? But this is what we are trying to showcase you, as and how the prices are, being printed on the charts, as and how the market conditions are being set up. That is exactly what we are providing to you. We are providing you with improvisations of how we can make good amount of money. Sophia has been making a net profitability of 120%, right? You are making commendable profit, Sophia, so I'm very happy for you. And if Sophia can do it, so can you, right? So follow our strategies and make money. Now we were talking about the orange line, which is going to be at 390.25, right? Just let me make sure I can put the lines again so I'm clear in terms of, yeah, so it's going to be at 390, right? Approximately 390 is the price that we are looking forward to, right? 390 is going to be the area. Let me just mark it. The orange dotted line is the average price that we expect. Once prices are able to attain to that to the average price, which is the orange dotted line, we can already be back into net break even, right? Where you will be making money in one trade and not be making money, but you will not be losing, right? So we adapt in terms of the market conditions. Now, coming to the next trade, now IP rings was also on our watch list because prices were very close to hitting our 5% profitability, right? And we were already sitting at 4% since morning, but again, IP rings being into the auto sector has been having a detrimental effect. The prices are currently having some kind of bearish sentiment. So we were very close in terms of achieving our 5% profitability, but sometimes the markets are stubborn as well, right? So we will keep an eye on this as well, and we will keep updating you. Like I had mentioned to you in terms of the article that had mentioned which sector, especially the auto sector, sorry, the finance sector and the IT sector. Today's reason for the Nifty and the Sensex to be dragged down or to be having a bearish sentiment is because of the two heavyweight financials and the IT stocks. So looking at those, we can conclude and say that yes, even Poonawalla, which comes into the finance sector, has been on a bearish tangent as of today, right? But having said that, the prices have again returned to an area of support. Remember, the we people are we like to hear very complex concepts which are very which are sounding very fantastic and fabulous, but People have to understand it is not just about having complex and advanced strategies. It is about having practical strategies. Are you willing? Are you able to provide a strategy? Are you able to take a trade? Are you able to book profits? That should be your main concern. And when it comes to support resistance, they are the founding blocks of technical analysis, right? There is much more when it comes to technical analysis, but these are the building blocks, right? Because we have to be very clear in this. Currently the prices are returning back to the area of support. With the 4 hour time frame that we are looking, the prices currently are having a shift in sentiment from bullish to bearish. Remember, we need the histogram of the MACD to be in the bearish territory, and we also need the moving averages to be in the bearish territory. If that is the scenario, that indicates there is bearish momentum. So trading is not about just finding one factor and being certain about that. No, trading is about trying to connect the dots, trying to look at it from different angles, and then trying to understand how the markets are overall behaving, correct? So Poonawalla has been currently falling and correcting. Nonetheless, we will keep you updated in terms of what would be required. We had talked a lot about Hind oil, right? Now, Hind oil, as you are aware, has been in a downward trajectory all the way from August. From the month of August to November, the prices were correcting, month after month, right? So almost been 4 months, October to September, August to September, September to October, October to November, November to December. Now in the fourth month, there is still tendency for prices to showcase bearish sentiment. And why is that? I've already discussed it, but I will inform you again. Whenever we are looking at a chart based on technical analysis, we are always mentioning the most important, you know the most important foundation, and that is the trend, right? So the trend is your friend, right? Till the bend at the end. I hope everyone is not sleeping. I need to have more interaction so that people can be more, I can help people understand if they're having any doubts, if they're having any queries. Please get back to me, right? I hope everyone understands. All right, then if everyone understands, they can put a thumbs up in the chat box, and or they can say, yes, Harsh, we are understanding what you're saying. So, in terms of the trend, that is a very important quote that goes by the saying, the trend is your friend till the bend at the end. So, whenever the last trend is still holding, what is trend? Trend is basically the swing flow, how prices continuing down. Till the time a trend is not taken out, the sentiment will still remain prevailing of the previous trend, right? So the previous trend as of now has been bearish. So even till now, the prices are going to be having a bearish sentiment. We need to see a shift in the trend, right? So what do you mean by shift in the trend? When the trend is down, the prices will continue down. But when the trend shifts, that is when the prices will indicate that now the downtrend has shifted and has got converted to an uptrend. So we need to see this structure over here, and then we can be more confident and optimistic in taking long trades. I hope people are understanding. So, but we are providing you with ample opportunities, right? Like Sophia was telling, over the last couple of weeks, our emphasis on providing you with more money making opportunities has shot off the roof, right? So, everyone who is being part of our community, who is being a part of Harsh's live streaming session, has been making good amount of money, right? We looked at D-Dave. With D-Dave, we were making fantastic returns, right? RBL Bank, right now, since it comes under the financial sector, there is still some kind of bearish sentiment that we are expecting for this particular stock. So, looking at this, now we were talking about what Sophia had talked about. Sorry, Sophia, for keeping you waiting, but it was very important for me to go through our watch list and to make sure and certain that the trades that are running, are they coming closer to target, and we have to be aware of what are the changes that are taking place in the market. So when you are asking me how do you usually choose stocks, so first and foremost we would start with hindware. So coming to hindware, let me tell you the what do you call, the overall perspective of how we analyze for a particular hot stock. All right. So are you ready to understand? If yes, write down in the chat box. Yes, Harsh, we are ready to learn. We are ready to understand how you are analyzing stocks, and we want to learn. Right? Write down in the chat box. For those of you who have that other question of Harsh, are there any current hot stock recommendations? Unfortunately, as of today, as of now, we do not have any hot stock recommendations, but there is no worry because we have been making money, right? So the hot stock that was provided on Friday the 13th, has already made us 5%. So technically, as of today, you have already achieved 5% profitability. All right. So coming back to the overall outlook, let us quickly start by analyzing it from the overall perspective. So let me just open my web page and let me type here hindware, right? Hindware. Now different people will have different pronunciations, but it doesn't make much of a difference, right? So we are going to be talking about hindware, so or hindware, whichever is comfortable for you. I would be calling it as hindware. All right. So this particular stock, first and foremost, we will be looking at what is the overall performance in the last 3 years, in the last year, in the last week, in the last month, in the last days. So based on the data that is in front of your screen, we have been seeing for the last 3 years, for the last all the way from the last quarter to the last 3 years, there has been bearish sentiment. But since the prices are correcting, remember, whenever the prices are correcting, let me just show it to you on the charts. Whenever the prices are correcting, right, you are getting the value of that stock at a cheaper price. I've mentioned it in the box as well. We are, when prices are correcting, what do you mean by correction? Anyone, what do you mean by correction? Correction is nothing but when prices are falling down, that is termed as correction. All right. I hope people are able to understand. So when prices are falling down, that is termed as correction. Many people get confused between the terms correction and reversal and melting and tanking. So there are many terms, but we basically call that as correction. So when the prices are getting corrected, the stock that had been available to you at when was this? This was around July. The price of the stock in the month of July was trading around 450, right? Approximately 450. Right now, the price is at, it's going to be at around 310. So you're getting almost a 140 rupees discount on each share price of this particular stock. So when prices are being offered at a discount, when prices are being correcting, we are getting the value of that stock at a discount, right? As I mentioned, when prices are correcting, we are getting that same stock at a lesser rate. We are getting it at a discounted rate, correct? So looking at the overall context, yes, the markets have been correcting or have been showing a deficit in terms of its performance, but since the prices are being offered at a discount, there is more consensus for prices to turn and continue upwards, right? To have a bullish sentiment. So we have already been seeing that in the last 1 month and the last 1 week, we have been seeing good amount of returns, right? In terms of price performance. Now, in terms of ROE, what is ROE? ROE is return on equity, right? Which is basically the measure of a company's net income divided by the value of its shareholders' equity. Even in terms of the ROE, because fundamental data requires a minimum of 3 months. Every report that is included in fundamental analysis is based on statements coming from the company. So the shortest time frame for a particular company to showcase its reports, right? Whether it's earnings reports, financial reports, profit reports, dividend reports is based on 3 months, right? A quarter. So based on that, you have to be aware that the corrections are taking place, so the values are showing a detrimental effect, right? In the year 2023, we were sitting at an ROE of 9.9. Right now, it is sitting at 4.3. So the values are falling. So many people will be thinking that, Harsh, isn't the price falling? Isn't that, a bad sign? It is not like that. The prices are falling. So if, sorry, the ROE values are falling. So that shows that the last 3 months have been not good, right? As we had shown. Yes, based on the last 3 months, we are seeing a deficit of 9.44, right? A negative 9.44. But within the month and the week, we are seeing good amount of, price performance. So do not get confused with fundamental values and what is currently happening in the price, right? Even ROA. What is ROA? Anyone? So ROA is basically a return on asset, which is basically an indicator of how the company is profitable relative to its total assets. So even in terms of ROA, the values have been depreciating. In terms of EPS, anyone in this community who understands what EPS is? All right, I will tell you what EPS is. So, earnings per share is a measure of the company's profitability, correct? Which is calculated by dividing quarterly or annual income divided by outstanding shares. So, even based on EPS, we can see that the value has fallen from 8 to 3.6. All this is affected in the performance of the stock, but it is outdated. So, nonetheless, these are the current values that we are seeing. Now, when it comes to the income statement based on December 2023, March 2024, June 2024, and September 2024, the net income, which is the dark line, right, has been reducing. See, from 0.02K to 0.01K. But in terms of revenue, the prices have been increasing. So that just shows that, yes, for the last couple of months, the prices have been correcting, but there is an overall expectation in terms of its revenue increasing, right? Now let us have a quick look in terms of the balance sheet to understand what is it that it's showing compared in the last 3 years, right? We're talking of March 2022, March 2023, and March 2024. The liabilities have been increasing steadily, right, from 1.62 to 1.72 to 1.81, but the assets have also been increasing. If the liabilities are increasing but the assets are increasing more than the liabilities, that is a good sign of the company, because the company is doing well. Yes, it is increasing its functionality, correct? And these are certain reasons, why you have to understand how you can connect fundamentals and technicals. So in terms of fundamentals, we have understood, yes, the last 3 months have been not good, but when it comes to the balance sheet and the income statement, the numbers are showing positive increment. So that is good for understanding that, yes, the future prospects of the company are very good. All right. Now looking at the other, yes, in terms of pure comparison, this is also very important. And after this, we will be going into technicals to understand what the charts were showing, right? When it comes to pure comparison, it is very important to understand how is the overall market mood based on the competitors. So when we are looking at Hindware, we can see the PE ratio is at a deficit of 196, right? So it is devalued big time compared to all its other competitors like Sira, Bajaj, EC, If Bind. So all are having, appreciated and positive PE ratio, right? Price to earnings ratio. When it comes to PB ratio, price to book value, we are having a good number, a solid number of 4.27 compared to If Band, which is at 10, which is overvalued. Bajaj, EC, and Sira are also overvalued. So HINDWAREAP is showing deficit in terms of PE ratio, but PB ratio is quite significant, right? Anything around the value of 3, the number 3 is considered to be quite substantial. Dividends are being offered, right? For those of you who like to make dividends, how many of you like to make dividends, right? So we are getting a dividend of 0.13%. In compared to Bajaj Electrical and Sierra, yes, they are offering slightly more, but if band is not even offering that much. So based on these, we are clear that yes, prices are having positive statement, positive increments in numerical values. Now that we have looked at the fundamentals, right? We have looked at the EPS, ROE, ROA values. Now let's look at it from a tech, because technicals is where Harsh specializes in, correct? I hope everyone is understanding. If you're understanding, say yes. Perfect. Now let's quickly look at it. So from technical analysis, we would be basically focusing what the price charts are talking, right? What are we looking at right now? We are looking at the charts. Charts are including candlestick. Each candlestick denotes the sentiment for that particular time frame. Since we are looking at the daily time frame, and today's daily candle has been very strong bullish, so that is good because there shows that there is a good amount of optimism in the markets. So based on the last couple of price data points, we're going to be looking from this particular section. The prices were having a downtrend, right, where prices were creating lower highs and lower lows. As it created lower highs and lower lows, the price reacted and continued lower. So after the last swing, which was in charge, was holding price, you can see now that this has become the new price point, which is important to decide what has to take place. That has been taken out. So this particular area has been taken out. So the last swing low has been taken out and the fresh higher high has been created. What does that say? Anyone who is aware, who is listening, what does that indicate? That indicates that prices which were bearish have now flipped and turned to bullish. Even in terms of volume, right? Let me just show you this. Even in terms of volume, there has been a good influx of volume coming into this particular stock, right? The MACD as of today, based on the daily time frame, is showing bullish sentiment as well. So there are many factors when it comes to understanding. This was just the daily time frame, right? Let us go to the 4 hour. In terms of the 4 hour, we can see that yes, there was bearish volume, bullish volume, again bearish. So prices are still building up the upward momentum, right? With the lower high, lower low being taken out, lower high, lower low. Now the first higher high has been taken out. So we had entered exactly around the break. Remember, we are trying to connect the important key level. The important key level was at around 300. That had shown good amount of volume coming in, and based on this, we had got a confirmation and we had provided you with an entry. Remember, we are taking trades and we are closing trades consistently, right? So the main focus will always be on technical analysis, right? Fundamental analysis is just for you to understand the overall strength and health of of a particular company. Based on the histogram of the MACD, the moving averages and the histogram both are in positive. So the MACD is showing clear buy sentiment, bullish sentiment. All right. Now looking at it from the 1 hour, we can clearly see that even based on the 1 hour, with the prices correcting and continuing higher, right? See how clearly it is being observed. The last pivot that had been taken out has been creating the upward movement, right? So that is what we will be focusing on and looking forward to, correct? The prices have done exactly that. Once, let me just change the thickness of this line, 1 second. All right. So once the last pivot has been taken out, that shows good amount of strength for the prices to continue up, right? In terms of 1 second. In terms of volume, you can clearly see that the prices had shot up with strong amount of bullish volumes coming into price, right? So the histogram is green, the moving averages are green, the moving average on the price chart is below the price. That indicates that all the sentiment is showing for the prices to increase in value. So I hope, Sophia, that gets a clear understanding how we are able to connect as many dots as possible, right? We do not just want to stick to one or two criteria. We want to connect as many dots, and that is how we are able to understand and provide you with hot stock recommendations that can make you money. How many of you have been able to understand? How many of you are getting what I'm saying? If yes, write down in the chat box. All right. So let me give you a quick summary of what has happened during this live streaming session. I'm very sorry, but unfortunately, there had been no hot stock recommendations as of today. But the Friday's hot stock recommendation has achieved 5% profitability. So we had been focusing on Hindware AP, right? It is basically into the furniture sector. It manufactures, it sells, it markets the furniture appliances, and this particular hot stock has been doing quite phenomenal. We have achieved the 5% profitability, right? Again, let me emphasize that our main focus when the Indian share market is running is for us to provide you with real lifetime hot stock recommendations, right? So we have been doing that quite diligently over a span of 3 months, or with 37 trades taken, we have achieved 232% profitability, right? How many of you love it? How many of you want to make the same profits? How many of you want to make the same profits? If you want to make the same profits, write down and say, Harsh, yes, we want to make those kind of profits. All right, I'm very sure everyone would love to make these kind of profits. So what is stopping you from not making these profits, right? All you have to do is become a part of Dolphin Markets, become and subscribe to Harsh's live streaming sessions, and I will make sure to provide you with all the hot stock recommendations, all the analysis that you need, so that you can make the same returns that we are making. Remember, Sophia is one of our gear members when it comes to our community, and she has been killing it in the markets, right? She has been making good amount of money. So if Sophia can do, so can you. All right. So we have done quite phenomenal when it comes to providing you with hot stock recommendations. Hindware has achieved 5% profitability, right? For those of you who have any questions, or who would want to know more about our services, you can always contact our assistants, and they will provide you with all the necessary documents, all the necessary information that you would require. All right, so make sure that I would be conducting the third live streaming session that will be taking place at 5:30 to 6:30 England Standard Time. That is the time when I would be shifting my focus from the Indian share market. And today is going to be something special, right? Because we will be talking more about psychology. What is it that is, stopping you from not making money? What is it that is not making you the returns that you have imagined? So make sure to be a part of my third live streaming session. That is where we would unlock the doors in terms of finding what are the root causes of people who are not able to make money in the markets, and how we can convert and flip that root cause into a great cause, so that you can start to make more money, right? So make sure you come back for my third live streaming session. The next session after this particular session, live streaming session, will be conducted by my colleague Mr. Aditya, who is specializing in fundamental analysis, right? So to all of those who love to have numbers crunching, who love to know more about fundamentals, about data, he is the best person to connect to. So I hope everyone has had a great understanding. If you have any doubts when it comes to technical analysis, you can always get back to me. I will try my best to get and resolve all your queries. How many of you have had a wonderful session for today? If yes, you can write down in the chat box and say that, Harsh, it was fabulous. You are very well dedicated. You are, you know how to talk, you know how to connect to people. So I would love to hear such comments coming in, so that I can provide you with more value. So make sure to come back for my third live streaming session. That is where I will be talking more about education, but today will be focused on psychology. So until then, everyone have a great afternoon. Namaste and take care.